The pick two, any state, and this is going to be on the number 64 rundown. And on this rundown is what you do is you take the previous draw date. The 58 right here would be the previous draw date for the evening time draw. And I'm doing this right here, rundown right here, based out of these numbers I'm coming up with off this is going to be out of Florida. So on the evening draw that come out, number 58 was the evening draw on the 8th of December 21. So today, well not today, but on this right here, I'm showing you for examples purposes only. The 9th day of December of 21. I'm going to show you how to do this rundown. It's very simple. Of course, your rundown is going to be the number 64. Then you take your previous draw date. It doesn't matter if it's midday or if it's the any previous drawing number. Whether it's midday or the evening, this right here is going to get you your next number for your next drawing. So I'm just showing you this right here right now as for example. And what we'll do is we'll take the 64 on the rundown and then our previous drawing number. And then what we'll do is we'll do the math. We will add. So 8 plus 4 is 12, which you only use the 2. You don't carry the 1. In lottery math, that's the way it works. So then you say 5 and 6 equals 11. Then you do the 2 plus 4 will be 6. Then you do 1 plus 6 is 7. Then you will do 6 plus 4 is 10. You just do the 0. You don't do the 1 and you don't carry any numbers. 6 plus 7 is 13. Just do the 3. 0 and 4 is 4. Then you have 3 plus 6 is 9. Then you have 4 plus 4 is 8. 9 plus 6 is 15. You do the 5. Okay, this completes the rundown on that right there because you started out with the number 58. And then what happened is you're in with the number 58. If you do not come up with the number 58 or whichever number you're using in your rundown in whichever state you live in, you use the 64 with your previous drawing number like this right here, and that's how you're going to get your number for in any state on how to do your rundown. What I'm showing you guys is how to do this rundown at home. It's very simple. So you guys can do it at home, so it'll help you pick your numbers for the next draw. So on our mirror numbers, we're going to do the mirrors on these. For you guys that do not know how to do the mirrors or just tuning in to this channel on learning this stuff, the 1 will be a 6 on a mirror, or vice versa if it's on the sheet over here. If it's a 6, it'll be a 1. 2 will be a 7, or vice versa. 7 will be a 2. 3 will be an 8, or 8 will be a 3. 4 will be a 9, or a 9 will be a 4, or 5 will be a 0, or a 0 will be a 5. So we're going to do our mirror numbers on the list. We're going to go right here. And we're going to do the 4 is a 9. And I write these in with a different colored marker down below there so you don't get any confusion. The 8, look at your list, will be a 3 right here. All you got to do is look at your list. 2 will be a 7. Okay, and then you'll see the 6 will be a 1. The 0 will be a 5. 4 right here, be a 9. 8 there will be a 3. Okay, you guys y'all get the point on that. So I'm gonna finish up this right here. The 6 will be a 1. 5 will be a 0. The 1 will be a 6. 7 will be a 2, 3 will be an 8, and the 9 will be a 4, and the 5 will be a 0. Now this works really well with writing your numbers in real small compared to your mirror numbers. Write them in real small and kind of tuck them in down at the bottom. And then that way they're not the regular size as the other numbers, and then you have less confusion. So with that being said, what we're trying to figure out is we're trying to figure out and guess what our next number is going to be for the next drawing. Okay. So with that being said, we need to have our date sum. So in order to do our date sum, we will do, say, 9th day of December is when this drawing date is. So we're going to do 12, which is 12th month, December. The 9th day, we're doing number 9. You'll do 9 plus 2 is 11. You just do 1. You don't carry the 1, and we're not going to use this other one. So our date sum is going to be the number 1. So what I'll do now is I will take a different color pen, and I'll circle that number. And I'll look down the list. Here's the number 1 right here. You see right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look on there for another 1. And I do not see 1. So what we're going to do is try to keep our money and our bets small, where we don't spend too much money because you don't win as much money on this. So you really don't need to spend a whole lot of money. Only to win a couple dollars and risk more than what you want to win. So with that being said, you will pick out your numbers around or touching or inside the date sum. It can be above, and it can be below, and they can be inside here. So you're going to basically pick your numbers in this circle right here, in this area. So just off there, you'll pick some mirrored numbers and some non-mirrored numbers. So just off the top of my head, I'm going to say maybe 1, 2, be 12. Right there, that's close. I'm going to do 1, 3 right here, be a non-mirrored number and a mirrored. Do 1, 3. Then I'm going to do a 5 and a 2, which these are not touching the date sums. I'm going to do 52. And then I'm going to do, like right here, 1 and a 7. Be right there. Be 2 numbers that's not mirrored. 1 and 7. Maybe 1 and a 6 also. And maybe do 72. Just kind of an angle right there, which this right here is 72 and 2, 7. So that's going to be interchangeable there. You could write it either way, 27 or 72. So we only have 6 numbers down here, which are within this block or within this circle. So I have 6 numbers on the list. I'm going to do probably 2 more. Do 1, 6, and I already got 1, 6. Do 1, 8. Which that can be reversed into 81, and 1, 6 can be reversed into 61. So I would take and you can not mirror those numbers, but you can flip them around and use them that way. That way you're covered both sides. So that would be a total of, if you was buying that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7. And if you was covering it the other way, you might spend $14. So let's hope that we get it right the first time without having to do it doubles. Maybe do it doubles on 1 or 2 of those. So this is our numbers on this rundown that I guessed at on that right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm kind of cheating here because I know what the number is going to be for the next drawing. But I'm going to show you guys the next drawing number. It's going to be right here. 58 is already done on this rundown. The drawing come out on the 9th day of December for midday was number 13. We write number 13 in our winner's block right there. And we have number 13 on our list right here, which, like I said, I already knew that. And I know y'all guys are going to say, well, he already knew that, but this is how the pattern works. I'm just showing you that how the pattern works. Then what you'll want to do is you will want to write your pattern in with this pen here. 1, 3. And what you're going to do is is each day you have a drawing, you're going to write in different patterns. And this is going to give you a pattern list. And with this pattern list, the patterns are only going to fall certain directions. It's going to give you your 5 or 6 patterns that's the most popular patterns to use around your date sum. And right now I'm going to show you guys, maybe without getting too confused, I want to show the patterns on the using the numbers, the actual numbers on these patterns on the list and how they come up. So if you look right here, you'll see on this drawing on the 6th day of December, we had used the previous draw number, which was 05. That's how, with the number 64. And then we done the math. We added all the way down, and then we done our mirror numbers, and that's in the orange. And then right here, this number 46 is what come out on that drawing. And if you see right here in the green, 4 and a 6, and that number is right directly underneath your date sum. So you will have some misses that out of 15 of these, I've had 3 that completely missed, which that's not bad at all. So if you look right here on the list, on the next drawing, you will use right here 8 on that date sum, because this is the midday draw and this is the evening draw. The date sum turned out to be 8 on both those because it's the same day. It's the same date, so it's going to be the same draw number, draw date sum. So with that being said, if you look underneath this date sum right here, you have 4, 1. Okay, that's right there is a pattern. You look right above this other date sum, and then you have 4, 1, which you can change that around to 14. I would recommend doing that whenever you're doing these patterns. I would try to change them around on some of those, because it could be 14 or it could be 41 on that one for that day. So either way it goes, it could go either direction. So I try to pick my patterns and my numbers to where it's going to go either way. And what we want to do is we want to pick numbers and patterns that's going to be the most popular. So whenever you're doing your list, like I'm doing right here, I'm hoping what I'll do is I will create a list of several patterns. And what I'll do is in the next video, I will attach those patterns and put those in the description link. So I'm just going to go around here pretty quick and show you how this works. Right above the date sum on this one right here, on 7th day of December, is right above that, 86. 86 is your number that come out on that draw. So you see, if it would have been something up here like 18, you wouldn't have picked that number. These are too far away. They need to be touching inside the 9 and the 4, or above or below the date sum itself. So when you're picking those numbers, don't get carried away and start picking the whole block. Only pick your numbers around the date sums, because you're going to have plenty of numbers. You may have more numbers than what you want to choose. So with that being said, we'll move right on along to the next one, right here. This right here come out to be number 11. And this right here is in a weird way. It's a 1, 1, because that's a double. And doubles in this right here, I don't think are too popular, but I wouldn't rule them out either. So with that being said, the next one right here is a very good example where we did not have a non-mirror 0. So what we had to do was we had to use this 0 on the mirror, because that's what the date sum come up to be, was 0. So what we done was 5 mirrors to a 0, so we had to use the 0. So if that will explain to a lot of people, whenever you don't have that number on there, that you use your mirror number for the date sum. So I'm going to go right here just one more moment and show you guys on some of these. I have probably about 2 pages worth of these patterns. Right now, I'm not quite done with it. I would like to have 1 more page for sure. But normally, the most popular pattern is going to be the one right below it, the non-mirror numbers. You see these right here? Non-mirror numbers right above it. So you got your date sum. You have a non-mirrored numbers below it. Then you have another date sum and non-mirrored numbers right above that. Those are probably going to be right here, this one, and using like the 9 and the 0, that's going to be your two most popular patterns on that, and also using some of these inside your date sum itself. So you have like 3 really good patterns there to go with. Some of the ones that don't come up very often, I would stay away from those and pick the most popular, because you don't want to pick too many numbers, because you'll spend too much money. So with that being said, I hope everyone likes this video, and I hope you understand how this right here has went right here. Going back to the rundown itself, we started out, this is called the 64 rundown. You use your 64 with your last number that come out on the draw. You do your math all the way down on both sides, and then you do your mirror numbers down. It's in orange. Circle your date sum, and then all you have to do then is pick your numbers around your date sum or inside your date sum. So I hope everyone likes this video. If you will, please like and subscribe, and thank you very much.